There is a moment in every awakening that no one talks about. A moment after the realizations, after the tears, after the insights, after the boundaries, and after the breakthroughs. A moment where the question quietly appears, now how do I live this? Because awakening is loud, but embodiment is silent. Awakening feels electric, embodiment feels steady. Awakening changes how you see the world. Embodiment changes how you move through it. And this is where divine feminine energy becomes real. Not as an idea, not as a label, not as something you talk about, but as something you are. Embodiment means you no longer perform healing. You no longer announce growth, and you no longer explain your evolution. You simply live differently. You pause before you speak. You listen to your body. You respond instead of react, and the world feels it. This is divine feminine energy integrated into the nervous system, because the divine feminine does not live in the mind alone. She lives in the body, in rhythm, in breathing, and in timing. And when you embody her, your life slows down, but becomes more powerful. Embodiment means you trust yourself, even when no one is validating you. You no longer need constant reassurance. You no longer need to be understood by everyone. You no longer need to be chosen, because you already chose yourself. This is where your energy becomes grounded. You stop swinging between extremes. You stop overgiving, then withdrawing. And you stop overthinking, then collapsing. You become centered. And from this center, your intuition speaks clearly. Your emotions inform you, but they do not control you. Your softness remains, but it is no longer naive. This is divine feminine maturity. To embody the divine feminine is to live in alignment, not effort. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop rushing timelines. You stop trying to control how things unfold. Not because you gave up, but because you learned how to listen. You listen to when your body says yes. You listen to when it says no. You listen to when it says wait. And this listening changes everything. Because most people are exhausted, not from doing too much, but from doing what is not aligned. The divine feminine does not hustle against herself. She moves when the energy is present. She rests when it is not. And that is why her life begins to feel fluid. Embodiment also means you stop trying to be soft all the time. This is important. The divine feminine is not weakness. She is truth. Sometimes truth is gentle. Sometimes truth is firm, and sometimes truth is silence. Embodiment means you allow all of it. You stop suppressing anger. You stop bypassing grief. You stop pretending to be peaceful when you are not. You feel what is real and you let it move through you. This is emotional intelligence lived, not performed. And when emotions are allowed to flow, they no longer control you. They become information. To embody divine feminine energy is to stop living from wounds and start living from wisdom. Your past no longer leads your decisions. Your triggers no longer run your relationships. Your fear no longer chooses your future. You still remember what you've been through, but you are no longer governed by it. This is healing completed, not erased, but integrated. And integration is powerful, Because embodiment does not mean you reject masculine energy, it means you place it correctly. This is balance. The divine feminine is the driver. She decides direction. She sets intention. She feels alignment. The masculine is the engine. He takes action. He builds structure and he executes. When the masculine leads without the feminine, life becomes rigid, forceful, and disconnected. When the feminine leads without the masculine, life becomes dreamy, stagnant, and ungrounded. Embodiment is when they work together. You feel first, then you act. You listen first, then you move. This is when your life gains momentum without burnout. Embodiment shows up in your daily choices, in how you speak to yourself, in how you manage your energy, in how you choose relationships, in how you work, and in how you rest. You no longer abandon yourself to please others. You no longer override your intuition for comfort. You no longer shrink to fit rooms that cannot hold you. And you no longer explain your boundaries. You live them. This is when your presence changes. People feel calmer around you. Some feel inspired, some feel uncomfortable. Because embodied energy reveals truth. And not everyone wants to see themselves clearly. But you are no longer responsible for managing how others feel. That responsibility has returned to where it belongs. Embodiment also changes how abundance meets you. You no longer chase money from fear. You no longer accept work that drains you. You no longer confuse busyness with worth. You choose alignment and abundance responds, because money flows best to grounded nervous systems, to people who trust themselves, to people who know when to say yes and when to walk away. This is magnetism stabilized. You begin to realize something quietly profound. Peace is productive. Rest is strategic. Joy is efficient. And suffering is not a requirement. That belief dissolves, and with it, your life opens. The divine feminine embodied is not loud. She is not chasing visibility. She is not proving enlightenment. She is present, and presence is felt. So if you've been wondering why things feel different now, why you respond instead of react, why you need less validation, and why your pace has changed, it's because you are no longer awakening. You are living it. You are no longer seeking the divine feminine. You are embodying her. And once embodied, she does not leave. She becomes the way you breathe, the way you move, and the way you choose. This is the final initiation, not into knowledge, but into being. And from here, everything you create will come from alignment, not survival. From truth and not fear. From wholeness, not wounds. This is divine feminine energy fully integrated. And this is how you live it.